Okay, fantastic. Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to today's webcast on mobilizing your workforce with Next Generation Maximo Anywhere. I'm Valerie Crawford, and I'll be your moderator today. We do have just a few announcements before we begin. We will be recording the session, and we'll send out the link within the next few days. Everyone should be in listen-only mode, so if you wish to ask a question, and we encourage questions, please post it in the Q&A panel, which is on the bottom right of your screen. We will answer questions at the end of the webcast, and if we happen to not get to yours, we'll make sure that we follow up with you directly. Also, we may be pushing the limits here of WebEx, so if we were to experience any technical difficulties where we lose connectivity completely, we will not reconnect, but we'll go ahead and record this session offline, and then we'll send the link to the recording out to everyone who has registered. So one other quick note before we jump into the content to today. I did want to mention that unfortunately IBM had to cancel our plans for IoT Exchange. Our team has been hard at work since then to create a virtual learning experience. So on May 13th, we're going to be launching digital academies, and that will allow us to deliver the content and the expertise to you remotely. So we will make sure that you all receive that link to enroll to this May 13th event after we wrap up today's session. So let's go ahead and move on to the webcast today. Discussing today's topic, we have IBMers Pam Denny, Lacey Radabaugh, and Mitesh Mistry, in addition to our guest speakers, Johan Asplund and Piotr Ozaist, who will discuss their use of Maximo Anywhere at Coor. So Pam, I will go ahead and turn the session over to you.
Thank you very much, Val, and thank you so much, everyone, for joining our webinar today on Maximo Anywhere. We are so excited as we share the latest information on Maximo's mobile solution with you. I'd like to introduce you in more detail to our webinar team today, and I am especially excited to have both Johan and Piotr join us from Sweden. Johan is responsible for maintenance and deployment of the Maximo solution at Coor. Johan's been working with Maximo for over 10 years and Anywhere for 2 years. He works in a highly outsourced IT landscape in close collaboration with Coor application specialists and partners such as Trivalo. Piotr joins us from Trivalo, a Maximo business partner. Piotr a Maximo Java developer with over 15 years experience. He's worked in numerous Maximo projects, including upgrades, configuration, project management, and technical roles with Maximo service provider and Anywhere. Also joining us from IBM is Lacey. Lacey is one of our Maximo CTPs, and she recently celebrated her 12-year anniversary working with Maximo. Lacey is very passionate about asset management and works closely with companies to understand the mobility needs. Also joining us from IBM is Mitesh. Mitesh is our IBM Anywhere architect. He's been working with Anywhere for over 6 years, and he works with numerous clients and business partners on their use cases and best practices. Mitesh will be working today to answer all your Anywhere questions. So let's get started with our webinar. First, as we begin to talk about mobile solutions, we need to first understand why these are so important for our businesses. Whether our goal may be to improve work efficiencies, increase asset availability, or improve data quality, we need enterprise secure mobile solutions built to meet our mobile asset management needs today and in the future. And that is why Maximo Anywhere is the best asset management mobile solution for you. In February of this year, February 2020, Maximo introduced Anywhere 764, a single simplified, superior release. Anywhere 764 offers you a single license, platform, and team to meet your mobile needs. You no longer have to manage multiple platform requirements, multiple vendor modules, multiple releases, and multiple licenses. Anywhere is, again, the single mobile solution built by the same team and on the same platform of Maximo's enterprise system. Anywhere 764 also provides simplified communication, configuration, and upgrade. With 764, mobile devices directly communicate with Maximo. And for our clients on Anywhere 762 and 763, your customizations will seamlessly upgrade to the new release. And finally, Anywhere 764 is superior. Superior in terms of its architecture, scaling, and features. Built on REST APIs, Anywhere's architecture is fault tolerant, efficient, and very importantly, built for growth. So we have a lot of resources to tell you about all the details of the Anywhere 764 release. For example, we have videos detailing the architecture updates, user experience, how your configuration changes are upgraded. And we encourage you to visit those videos and our Anywhere community. But today, we'd like to do something differently. We want you to hear directly from one of our Anywhere clients, Coor. Coor has been a Maximo client for over 20 years, since back in the Maximo 4 releases. And Coor joined our Maximo development team in our beta program for Anywhere 764 last November. So now I'm going to turn the presentation over to Johan from Coor and Piotr from Trivalo as they share their story about Maximo Anywhere. Johan?
Hello, just needed to find the mute button. All right, so my name is Johan Asplund, and I am together with my maintenance team responsible for the Maximo and Anywhere solution at Coor. I will give you a brief overview about what Coor does, and then we will talk more about Anywhere solution at Coor. And I will do this, as Pam said, together with my business partner, Piotr Ozaist from Trivalo. Please go ahead, Pam. Coor is one of the leading providers of facility management services in the Nordics. We offer all the services necessary for a company to work efficiently so that our customers can focus on their core business and mission, and we can focus on ours. We have helped many large organizations in the Nordics to develop and harmonize their property services with great quality gains and cost savings for the customers as a result. Coor was founded in 1998 as Skanska Facility Management and is from 2015 listed on the Stockholm Nasdaq stock market. We have approximately 8,800 employees, and including our close subcontractors that are delivering services under our name, we're almost 11,000 people. We have a yearly turnover of 10.2 billion Swedish crowns. So, Coor developed the facility management industry in Sweden for more than 20 years ago by encouraging our other companies to outsource non-core services functions to us. Our first major customer was Ericsson, and they are still with us today, so they are really happy with our services. Many companies want one supplier that takes care of everything, so that they can concentrate on their own core business. We call this IFM, Integrated Facility Management, which is our biggest strength. But we also deliver single services suitable for customers who need just special skills. And our biggest single service areas are property, cleaning, and food and beverage. Everything works with Coor. Yeah, this is a good illustration about what we do. We offer about 100 plus services that are either delivered to our customers as integrated facility management solutions or as single services. Our ambition is to deliver the market's smartest and most developed services to our customers. Our customers are happy and satisfied and extend our contracts in 90% of the cases. And those that leave us, they often come back. Right, that was a small company presentation about what we do at Coor. So this is an illustration of the Coor Maximo IT landscape. We have been using Maximo to support our service delivery process for almost 20 years. It is used by our contracts, delivering integrated facility services as well as the single property services to our customers. It's a high complex solution with many IBM products in place, as well as different type of integrations, as you see up above, both internal and also integrations that will display information to our customers. The solution has approximately 2,000 active users, of whom 1,500 users have access to Anywhere. Currently, we are on Maximo 7609 and the Anywhere version 7631. And the Anywhere target group that we are currently working with is especially operation managers, as but mostly technicians. A key of our solution is the add-on service provider that delivers a set of applications and features for managing the many customers that we have. As I said, or as Pam said earlier on, we have outsourced all our IT deliveries to expert vendors such as Trivalo for maintenance and development of Anywhere solution for us. Our overall IT strategy is to favor standardization, prior customizations, and the ability to life cycle with ease. However, for Anywhere, we have intentionally deviated from that strategy in order to deliver a mobile tool that supports our process and needs in the best possible way. And you will get some examples from Piotr later on. Complexity and maintainability is, however, always considered in relation to perceived value when doing customizations in the product. We have used Anywhere for about 2 years at Coor, and currently we are completing in between 15 and 20,000 work orders per month by use of the application. Yeah, right, you can go. Next slide. So what values do we see going mobile? Well, especially it will improve our efficiency, since it's really important for us to deliver efficient services, so we can both earn money as well as save costs for our customers. The tool will enable us to have efficient planning as well as an efficient dispatch process, both for long-term work, but as well as for emergency work orders. With the information always accessible for planners and technicians, we will also increase the possibility of reaching agreed SLAs in our contracts. All parties, including customers, will have access to the latest data that concerns them and can take the appropriate actions. It increases our chance to report time and other resources in an efficient way so that we can invoice our customers more efficiently and more accurate with less errors. More and better data will also be beneficial to operational and financial analytics, of course. It will also give us a structured and controlled service delivery according to customer agreements, which will favor our customer satisfactions. And Coor is perceived as a modern company. We are really innovative company, and from that perspective, we also need modern tools in our service delivery to support our process. So going forward, we will keep investing in the Anywhere solution in order to deliver a reliable mobile tool to the workforce. We will continue building knowledge and awareness in the end user community and at management levels, as well as defining local roles to be part of the support process in order to anchor the implementation that we have done. We will continuously identify activities in order to increase the adoption of the tool, as well as monitor utilization and the user satisfaction. The implementation of the tool has been a challenge, as every technical implementation. It's a real change management job, nothing to underestimate. We will continuously monitor the business needs and build maintainable customizations where clear value exists. We will also continue the close collaboration we have with IBM and file cases and RFEs when necessary to do so. Currently, due to the pandemic, we have put focus on operations. So we will see when we first can start looking into the 764 version more in detail and from a project point of view. Now Piotr will go ahead and talk a little more about technicalities. Please go ahead, Piotr.
Yes, thank you, Johan. Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, to depending on your time zone. My name is Piotr Ozaist. I'm working at Trivalo, and I will try to explain you where we are and what we are doing at Coor with Anywhere solution. Let me just quickly go through Anywhere architecture, and as you can see on the picture, we have 3 physical Anywhere servers within mobile first cluster. There is also a separate database server for the Anywhere data, which of course is going to be removed when upgrade to 764 will be finalized. Looking to Maximo side, there is OSLC cluster consisting from 2 physical servers and 6 application servers. Going back to Anywhere, we support application builds for 2 platforms. We provide Android builds for Android and iOS system. And for both of them, we prepare and use in-house builds for our applications delivered at Coor. As MDM, we use Microsoft Intune, being responsible for application distribution within Coor. If it comes to authentication, both Maximo and Anywhere is based on Active Directory and LDAP authentication. Something maybe worth to add is that our in-house application builds are secured, and only using our application builds, users are allowed to reach core data, which, for example, means that when you take a store application, you will not even and even if your combination of server address, username, and password is somehow compromised, then still store application taken from store will not work with core data, so you will not be able to reach Maximo. Also, we due to Anywhere rollout, we needed to apply some changes to Maximo backend. For example, one of the biggest change was need to redesign work order workflow, which is heavily used at Coor, and suit whole Coor process to cooperate with Anywhere, which by definition does not support workflows. So that was a couple things about architecture, and yeah, to be able to meet business and user requirements related to product and support processes at Coor, a lot of customizations have been applied to Maximo Anywhere. Johan already mentioned that yeah, we, even if at Coor we try to not to be as close to standard product as possible. Yeah, sometimes some features are necessary. And reviewing those customizations, there is a big variety of them, from simple things like adding and removing attributes, hiding empty or unrelated sections in applications, through more complicated UI modifications, shortcuts between Anywhere screens, styling modifications. We have modified a couple of different controls like buttons, like daytime lookup, like hours selections in time reporting, which is also very frequently used functionality at Coor. For example, different layouts for environments to distinct production from tests application are also applied at Coor. And those customizations ends as separate additional functionalities, allowing Coor, for example, to overview reported time and report time, which is internal time. We also extended some notification mechanism, and for example, technician when assigned to work, he or she is receiving push notifications as well. And recently we also added complete announcements mechanism, which lets business to communicate with technicians within application, and for example, easily inform them about new application features or other stuff necessary. So yeah, that was a short review of all customizations applied at Coor. And as mentioned previously, in November 2019, so almost half year ago, we had a pleasure and had a Anywhere beta workshops, which have been organized at Coor. Those were 4 days workshops with Mitesh, Anros, and Alex Donatelli from IBM visiting Coor at Stockholm. Yeah, and that was really good and valuable days. We even before we set up some goals for these beta workshops, and we assumed that if we successfully install Maximo 764 or at Coor, we just needed to upgrade from existing 7631. Remove this mobile first dependency at Coor infrastructure, and then still retain their investment related to configuration and customization done within Maximo Anywhere. So we just that was our goal. We wanted to check where we are, how the product is looking like, and actually after these 4 days, we were able to achieve that goals and even more. And just shortly summarizing those days and those beta phase, we were able to install Anywhere container in development environments, test whole installation process, and of course taking a lot of notes to which, as we assume, ended up with better quality of final installation process. We have built that native Android and iOS application packages, and which is most important, we installed and tested them on real devices. Something which was also very important for us was to double check if Maximo 764 enablement from Anywhere, which is installed on top of Maximo, will be backward compatible with 763 Anywhere, and that was carefully tested and confirmed as working properly. During beta phase, LDAP authentication of Anywhere 764 was in development stage, so it was not ready on that time. So, but we had a lot of discussion, even close work with IBM developers, and within those couple days, a lot of progress has been also put to that area of Anywhere. And beside of 764 and all of these issues, we have shown to IBM what kind of common problems we have with a product, and that is also a good result, and moving and improving quality of 764 into a higher level, hopefully. Where we are right now. Right now, we continue with review of complete Anywhere 764 delivered by IBM officially in February. We continue and installed in development environments, and continue this review of that application. We constantly maintain two installations of 764. One is development environment with all core data and customizations, and also for comparison purposes, we have set up out-of-box environment with demo data just to compare if for example, customizations or other dependencies at Coor does not interrupt anything within product. So far, we have confirmed that we didn't have any problems with upgrade, especially in this customization area. All customizations were smoothly migrated to new Anywhere. However, some things which needs to be mentioned here is that since very beginning of working with Anywhere, we paid a lot of attention to distinct and apply a proper versioning to all custom content applied into Anywhere. So a lot of experiences from other Maximo upgrades just played properly here. So therefore, all customizations have been secured and not been overwritten by installation. So that's an area you have to think about when apply this new and upgrade to 764 as well. And as mentioned, we smoothly migrated customizations, and yeah, with a very good result. They work as designed. No disturbances or any other problems. So far within our test, we have also confirmed that product functionality and stability is very close to 7631, which is also confirmed by IBM. Yeah, due to the situation with coronavirus and so on, we have a bit handbrake which has been pulled by Coor. So we need to wait with further deliveries to core environment to play with Active Directory. And we are completely aware that still a lot of challenges are ahead of us, like application distribution, notifications, and probably many more. But still, there is a good thing is that even with this situation we have, we still can continue this work, maybe with lower pace, but still making progress day by day. Yeah, so that's where we are. And yeah, thank you. You can switch, Pam, to your.
Thanks, Piotr.
Thank you both, Johan and Peter, very much for sharing your Anywhere story. We really appreciate it. Now I want to switch over and give controls to Lacey, who is going to present a demo. Let me just give Lacey control here.
Okay. Can everybody hear me okay?
Yes.
All right. So what I'm showing here on my screen, and let me know if there's any issue seeing it, I have two different mobile devices in front of me. I have a cell phone and I have a tablet. On the tablet on the left, I can see that I'm looking at Anywhere in a split screen mode, meaning I have the work orders on the left and I have my work order details on the right. Let me just make this a little bit bigger so folks can see it better. I'm going to walk through a simple use case using the tablet, and then I'm going to do the same thing with the cell phone so we can see a little bit of different features that Anywhere offers. This is the Work Technician application. I downloaded it from the App Store and I connected it to my Anywhere or my Maximo environment. So over on the left, if I scroll down on my list of work orders and I tap on work order 3669, I can see the details on the right have now updated to show me work order 3669. I do see that I have this cloud with the X through it. That's telling me that I'm currently disconnected. That's okay. I'm just going to continue working in a disconnected mode. This particular work order is a corrective work order. I have a pump that's leaking. The first thing that I might want to do is research a little bit of information about this work order. If I tap on this eye icon here, what I can see are the previous work orders completed against this pump. So I might want to research and see what maintenance has been done. If I go back to the work order details and I scroll down, I might want to see what kind of log notes were entered about the work order when it was being created. So I can see that there might be an issue with the seal. I'm going to return back to my work order details. And now I'm going to go out and I'm going to fix the pump. And then I want to report what I did to fix that pump. So the first thing that I might want to do is snap a photo of the pump. So I can click this camera icon. It's going to launch the camera on my tablet. I might want to snap a photo. I could give it a description, and then I'm going to save that photo, and it's going to be an attachment on the work order. The next thing I might want to do is enter some more work log notes. So if I tap the plus icon in the work log entry, this is where I can enter notes. Replaced seal. I use talk to text to indicate that I replaced the seal. Since I replaced the seal and I use the material, I might want to record my actual material usage. So in the actual material section, if I click this plus icon, now I can use the barcode feature to scan a barcode on the bin for the seals. I can indicate that I pulled that from the central storeroom. And now I've recorded my material usage. I'm going to enter time by clicking the plus icon in the labor section and indicate that I spent 1 hour on this work order. Finally, I'm going to enter my failure codes, my problem, cause, and remedy. So I can already see that the problem was that it was leaking. The issue was with the seal, and I replaced the seal. My failure report's now entered, and my last step is just to complete the status of this work order. So if I tap in the status section, I can pick the status from my list and say that I completed this work order, but it's pending maintenance manager approval for closure. So now I've saved my changes and I did all of that in a disconnected mode. Now let's move over to my cell phone and look at a little bit different of a scenario and a different workflow. So let me just mirror my cell phone again here on my computer so everybody can see the screen. Okay, so now I'm logged in, and because I'm on a smaller screen real estate, I'm not seeing the split screen. What I see are a list of my work orders. Now these work orders are distributed out in the field, so they're at different locations, and I might be interested to see where they are on the map. So if I open up my map, what I can see is where each of these work orders are on the map. I can see that I actually have a route that shows me the best possible driving directions between these work orders. I can click this next arrow to move between the work orders, and I can tap driving directions if I would like to see the suggested route for me to get between work orders. Right from this map, I can also choose to open a work order by tapping on the work order number. Now, if I go back to my list of work orders, I can choose to change the list by selecting from the drop down and selecting a different saved query. And now I'm looking at my steel tower inspections. So I easily just changed and toggled between lists of work orders. In this case, instead of tapping on a work order, I'm going to walk up to the tower and scan a barcode. So I'm going to choose my scan barcode feature. And now I've filtered the list of work orders to find the work order for that specific tower. Now, since I'm focused on a single work order, if I come to my overflow menu and I access the map, what I can see is now the map is focused on just that work order. And I can do things like pinch to zoom on the map if I would like to zoom in and focus more on that specific asset. I can actually tap on the asset and I can look at some attribution if I have the spatial map enabled. So now I'm seeing some details about that tower. If I would like to indicate that I've started this work order, I can tap the start timer. Now the work order status has changed to in progress. I can scroll down and I can do things like review the tasks associated with completing this work order. I have this easy button to tap to indicate that I've completed a task. And once I have gone through and I've completed my work order, so potentially I need to take some meter readings. Again, maybe I need to enter some notes, but once I'm done, since I use the labor timer feature, I can tap that timer again. And now what's happened is Maximo is saying, okay, well, you started this work at 12:37, you finished at 12:38, and you spent 1 minute. Are you pausing this work order or are you completed? So in this case, I'm going to indicate that I've completed this work order, and now the status has changed to complete. So the difference between my two demonstrations, again, on the left, I was in a completely disconnected mode. In the right, I was in a connected mode. You really didn't know the difference other than you can see the cloud icon with the slash. Pam, I'm going to go ahead and turn it back over to you. That's what I wanted to show to highlight some of the features. There are many other additional features as well, but that's two simple flows.
Thank you very much, Lacey, for that excellent demo. Let me just share my screen. All right, excellent. So again, thank you so much today. What we covered is started with an overview of the new Anywhere 764 release, our simplified, superior, streamlined release. We heard from Johan and Piotr talking about Coor's experience their use of Maximo, the use of Anywhere, and specifically the Anywhere 764 beta program that they worked with our development team. And then Lacey led us through a demo, of the work technician application, both in a tablet and a phone. Just a few things I want to highlight before I turn it over for questions. And the first thing I want to ask is to see if you're all ready for the new Anywhere release. Again, we are so excited for this new, simplified, streamlined, superior release, single enterprise mobile platform that's available for you. To make sure that you have as much information as possible, we've prepared a variety of content in a variety of communities and locations that I want to highlight. First, we have a new Anywhere community. This Anywhere community is the replacement for IBM DevWorks, if you're familiar with that has been deprecated at the end of March. So we've moved our Anywhere content, our blogs, our discussions over here to this new community that we highly recommend you join. If you're interested, we also have a LinkedIn Anywhere group where we share content, information. There's a super IBM Anywhere support location where you can also find out information on new releases, new enablement materials. And finally, the Anywhere YouTube channel. On the YouTube channel, you'll see demonstrations like Lacey has done for the work technician. You can see those recorded. You can share those videos with anyone. So again, we welcome and encourage you to join these different locations to find information about the new Anywhere release. So with that, we have some time left that we wanted to open it up for questions. So I'd like to turn it over to Mitesh and Vail for those questions.
Yeah, thanks, Pam. I know Mitesh has been doing a fantastic job of moderating the Q&A as it's been coming in. So again, just as a reminder, if you have a question, please enter it in the Q&A panel on the bottom right of your screen. Pam, I've had a couple that have come in directly that I don't think have been showing up. The first one that I received was, does the new architecture in 764 change the user interface?
So I'll answer that one. The user interface is the same with the new Anywhere 764 release as it was in prior versions with 762 and 763. We did that to streamline your upgrade to the new release. So with the user interface staying the same, you don't have to retrain your users, you don't have to redo your training materials. Again, everything will be a seamless upgrade for our existing Anywhere clients.
Okay, great, thank you. Johan and Piotr, question for you guys. How did the upgrade process affect your customizations?
You can take this one. You're the technician.
Yes, that was also something I mentioned during my presentation, is that customizations went smoothly and were smoothly migrated. So that was very good news and giving a hope for a quick and easy upgrade for other installations.
Fantastic. Is there any change for data synchronization from REST API perspective?
I'll take that one. No, means we Anywhere heavily use the REST API communication, and that is what is our actually standard approach. There is no different implementation here. Means what 764 is done, as Pam mentioned, we have simplified the process. There is no more mobile first. It directly goes to the Maximo. So all communication to the Maximo happen through OSLC and REST API.
Okay, great. Sorry, just scrolling through a few of these here that have come in directly. Are there any server sizing changes that I need to be aware of with the new Anywhere 764?
Yes. So the part of the Anywhere installation, Anywhere has introduced the Anywhere direct update module on a Maximo side, which is basically useful from the Anywhere administrative point of view. When the application is installed on a device, any kind of changes is happening on Anywhere application, it is automatically updated through that module. So you will see some additional deployment process part of the Anywhere installation on Maximo side. But when you install the Maximo Anywhere on a Maximo side, we automated that process fully. So you just follow the same process what you are following in a Maximo, building the ER and deploying the ER. We have done that automation, but there is some change on a Maximo side from Anywhere point of view.
Okay, super. Lacey, this one might be for you. Does inspection form integrate with the inspection app?
And that might be for Pam as well. Not
Pam.
currently. That is in our roadmap. That's very important for us. And Pam, I believe that is later this year.
Correct. Integrating the Work Center inspection form in an offline mode is planned for Q4 2020 as part of the Anywhere family.
Okay, perfect. And for the Coor team, I keep losing my question here. Okay, let's go to this one here. Do I need to upgrade my Maximo environment to use the new Anywhere release?
So Maximo Anywhere 764 supported with 769 onwards Maximo releases. So you can use 769 onwards, latest and greatest Maximo environment.
So you need to install Anywhere enablement for 764, right, Mitesh?
Right.
Okay, and I just found the one again for the Coor panel. What version of Android and iOS devices are you using?
Variety, probably a lot of iPhones and Android. There is mostly Samsung line. Johan, maybe you have.
Yeah, it has been a wide variety in the past. It's actually introducing some complexities as well when you have that situation. For about 6 months ago, we established a leasing concept for the mobile clients at Coor in order to harmonize our mobile client landscape a little bit better. So currently we're working a lot with Apple iOS and Samsung Androids.
That's right. Means we, from 764 point of view, we have actually published the Maximo Anywhere 764 systems requirement. If you Google it, you will find it immediately. We describe what kind of Android and iOS and Windows supports are available for that releases. You can basically find all the information there. It's a good place to look at.
Okay, perfect. Is the Anywhere functionality validatable to allow use in GMP operations?
Yeah, I think that might be one we have to take offline. I'm not sure if we know exactly what the GMP operations is, but we can take that one offline.
Okay, perfect. Does the 764 version cover receiving, specifically receiving of standard service line types and receiving of material line types?
764 release is the feature and function is exactly like the 7631. The service receive portion is not there, but Anywhere, as I say, Anywhere provide platform to configure and customize. Some customers have achieved through configuration and customization.
Right, and I think that's a really important point, Mitesh. Again, we kept the functionality in the UI the same in 764, so we could focus on the back end simplifying and strengthening that, right? And having a tighter integration with Maximo Coor. So all the changes we made on the back end to minimize any training or changes that you had to make to your applications.
Okay, and a follow-up on that, does the 764 version cover work execution, specifically clock time for multiple work orders? Clock start for multiple work order.
Right. So out-of-box application, you can start the clock for single work order. But if you have that is as a business gap, you can basically customize this for starting clock for multiple work orders. But out of box, when the technician is working on one work order, he's starting clock on one work order until he's pausing that clock, or basically he's completing that work. That functionality is same as before.
Okay. Is Windows OS supported to deploy app on Surface tablets?
Windows 10 supported. We anyway support Windows 10 tablet with a Surface tablet. Yes, answer is yes.
Okay, great. And how are the Anywhere UI changes changed? What tech tools and what skills are needed?
Yeah, try to answer that on a Q&A. So Anywhere provide actually out-of-box project structure with a out-of-box 9 application. Each of these 9 application has its own application artifact, and you can follow the configuration and customization on that application artifact. You can utilize the tool called Eclipse. That's our designer tool. They open the XML into the Eclipse. They open that in a design mode so they can clearly see the tags, all the section of the UI views and those kind of things. And they can follow the customization of adding additional fields or configuring additional JavaScripts and data and those kind of things. So Anywhere basically recommend the tool called Eclipse to do that.
Okay, great. Thank you, Mitesh. We've got a lot of great questions here. Does 764 cover workflow like route workflow?
So Anywhere 764, the workflow has a multiple flavors. There is a UI side of the workflow and there is a server side of workflow. Anywhere you support the server side workflow. If there is a workflow process, which is basically doing some status update and changes behind the scene and calling any kind of automation script, those processes are supported on server side. The client side UI is completely driven by mobile interface here, and that is completely different. So client side workflow is not supported by Anywhere.
Okay, can we create a new application apart from out-of-the-box applications?
So Mitesh, I'll take that one. And the answer with 764 is yes. Prior to 764, we had license restrictions that made that more difficult. So starting with 764, you can easily create your own Maximo mobile applications. There's a great blog in the Anywhere community that details how you can do that by cloning an application. So clone an existing application like Work Technician. That makes it much easier as a starting point. And then you can go ahead and make the customizations or the configurations you need for that unique application.
Anywhere provides you a platform to build new application, and we try to automate it through this cloning process. And please read the blog. It's going to help to develop any new application.
Okay, we've got time for a few more here. If working in offline mode, is the GPS map function available on Anywhere, or does it have to be online?
It is available in GPS. GPS works with a location service, not with a Wi-Fi service. So it is available. You can capture the GPS X and Y coordinate with the actually online and offline mode, as long as your location service is on.
And then how does the mobile device receive the latest data and application updates in 764?
So 764 actually automated build and distribution process. When you build the application with any kind of changes, that those applications are distributed to the Maximo Anywhere administration application. And when users are connecting to the Maximo, it basically receives the update from the Maximo Anywhere administration application to that device. So all the changes are basically available to them from the Maximo. So that's how the new architecture is basically working. And that's how it is basically simplified the process. So this is about getting the application. The real-time data is based on availability of the connectivity. It continuously basically synchronized based on availability of the connectivity on device.
All right, I don't know if we've hit this one yet here. Question to enable external authentication with newer version. What are the steps involved and how does the architect component play the role? To enable external
I would like to I would like to take that question offline. What is the external authentication? Means out of box anywhere support Maximo and LDAP authentication. What external authentications are basically requested here? I'd like to understand a little bit more on that question to answer it, and we can take offline.
Okay. Fantastic. And I think we've hit the majority of these questions here. So what we'll do is if we didn't happen to get through those, we'll review these again. If we didn't happen to get to your specific question, we will make sure that we capture that and respond to you directly. So I just kind of want to take a quick minute here to say a special thank you to our panelists as well as all of you who attended. Please be on the lookout for our next webcast on Maximo Assist and Augmented Collaboration on May 6th, as well as we will send out the link for the Virtual Academy on May 13th. So this will conclude today's webcast on Maximo Anywhere, and I really appreciate your time, and thank you all for attending.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.